know what it's like. I was without internet for quite a while this week, one morning, and that really messes with when you're running a campaign and everything.
Yes, well, especially since you're running a political campaign, sir. You need the internet. I'm just some idiot in a purple shirt with a microphone. I don't really need the internet, but so. One of the things I love about politics is the fact that we don't have to have just right, left. We can have everybody. Everybody can be included. And one of the things, of course, I have a live guest, so let's have some problems. So, Dennis, one of the things I like is that you've got this campaign, and it is just amazing. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to run for Kansas governor.
Well, people can go to the website and see it's Pyle for Kansas, and you'll see a little video there from A Bug's Life, and where Hopper and they're talking about if one ant stands up. And I just encourage everybody to watch it because that's one of the reasons we're doing this. But basically, the short story is, and you go by Jim or James?
I go by whatever you want to call me, as long as it's not late for dinner, my friend. So to use that old phrase, I've been using a lot of old phrases lately, and that's one of them. But well, Dennis, one of the things that I like that you do, that I wish more people did this, is how I got aware of you was YouTube. Tell me a little bit about YouTube advertising, because you do some amazing stuff with this.
We're still learning too. Internet's a fabulous thing, and there's so many, how do I say, YouTube potential. Not just YouTube, but all of the others that are out there on the web that you can tap into. A lot of people go to Tubi or Hoodoo or whatever, there's out there. You can advertise.
Yes.
Collection rather than just the mainstream media anymore.
Yep.
So you can kind of target your groups. And we have, as most people know, anybody that's looked at the reports know we don't have $15 million like each of them have had spent on their campaigns.
Yes.
And so We've done what I've learned over the years is have to target my message to the voters that I believe are most likely to support me. And we've done that. But, as I started to tell you earlier, the reason we're in this race is because without Dennis Pyle on the ballot, there would be absolutely no conservative choice in this election. And I served with both Derek and Laura for 6 years. I know them well, their records. That's one thing I would just challenge listeners. Go. Why are they not asking each other? Why are they not beating each other up on those records? Because they voted a lot alike. Whether it's immigration, abortion, whatever the issues, raising your taxes, they're two peas in a pod. And my message has been to get that out and to let people see that I'm the only conservative in this race, and I'm the only pro-life candidate. I'm right on immigration. I do not support open borders like they do, and it's just. Why I'm in this race and plus, let me say this. People say, well, why an independent and why not a primary? Well, there's a big reason for that. And the technology that told me what to do is the history that teaches us.
Yes.
And Schellenberger in 2002, he ran against Kathleen Sebelius in the left wing of the party. The Republican Party didn't support him and he lost.
Yep.
In 2006, Jim Barnett ran and the left wing supported Kathleen Sebelius and she was reelected. Jump forward, Chris Kobach with Kelly, same thing.
Yep.
And now you're seeing it even with Schmidt. And I don't believe Schmidt could win with me or out in this race. He is not. I mean, look at Cassabaum, Graves, Hayden, Alicia Salisbury, Sandy Prager. I can go down the list. Steve Morris, all of these people.
Yep.
Derek worked with Steve Morris. He worked for Cassabaum. He worked for Bill Graves, and none of them will support him because they support the most left-wing candidate they can.
Yes.
Which tends to be the way the liberals operate.
Yes.
So I don't believe Derek can win this race. If you look at the primary vote for Briggs and the vote against Jerry Moran, I mean, there's a base out here that has had enough. I'm one of them. I've had enough of left wing, whether it's incrementally moving left with the Republican Party or moving substantially left with the Democrat Party. They're the uniparty. They're moving us in a path that this country I don't support it. And so I'm in this race because the technology told me we need to make this a three-way race. And if conservatives will coalesce behind us, we will go there. We will be the people's person there in the governor's office, and we're going to govern to the right. There's no doubt about that. But that's why I'm in this race, and that's why we didn't do a primary, because the technology told me if I run against Derek and beat him in a primary, I still wouldn't be able to win in a one-on-one against Laura, because the moderates and the liberals have enough numbers, and they know this. And so we've got to make this three-party, and that's why I'm running as an independent. And I believe it's the right reasons, and I believe it's what God wants me to do. I'm a man of faith, and, win, lose, or draw, we're going to praise God no matter what. So,
Dennis Pyle joins us today. He is running for Kansas governor, and he is absolutely amazing. His marketing, his campaigning, he has done all the right things. He's got a kick-ass website. He's got everything going for it. And so Dennis, one of the things that I find amazing, and maybe you can speak to this, is that the Derek Schmidt that is running is not the Derek Schmidt that was Attorney General. It's like, it's a different guy. He doesn't run on his record. He doesn't run on anything. Is it because he's being set up for failure, or he's got these campaign consultants? Because you truly are the only actual conservative in this whole race.
Well, their messaging, I've been watching their messaging for the last year and a half, and some of the most recent, I find it funny. The NRA puts out a messaging how bad crime is. So we need to elect Derek Schmidt. Well, wait a minute. Derek Schmidt's the Attorney General. So, that doesn't go. I mean, you're talking about the Attorney General. He's Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the state, and yet crime is so bad in the state of Kansas, he wants to point the finger at Governor Kelly.
Yep.
Now, both of them are probably to blame, but it's just their messaging. I don't find their messaging appealing. I've told my wife, I said from the beginning, I said, sometimes be glad you have the opponents you have, because their technology is not what I believe to be the best. And they've hired consultants, and they're spending, both of them are spending tons of money.
Oh, they're spending a ton of money.
And we're sitting here with our small team fighting in a battle that we think we've got a good shot. I mean, we have lined up the groups, healthcare freedom, a lot of people. We've lined up the moms that are upset, parents that are upset, and there's even teachers that are upset. I mean, teachers want to impart knowledge, and they want to have academic results, and yet they're being told, mask up, get your vaccine, and they're being told how to run. Anyway, we've got too much government. We all know it. Government's been empowered, and the people have had their powers taken away. And we've got to change that path. We've got to empower people and limit government. This is what our founders wanted. But, one of the groups that we're also appealing to is the election people, the integrity people.
Yes.
And I'm the only one. I got an election audit, and I promised I will deal with this issue. We have to answer the question about these votes. We need to ensure security. We need to restore confidence that your vote is not being suppressed by an unlawful vote. Whether it's a machine changing the vote, we're already hearing at Johnson County, people are printing out their vote, and it's not what they put in. So we've got a mess, and nobody wants to challenge that. I'm the only candidate that's been willing to say, we're going to get the answers and the solutions to this problem, and we're going to fix it. And so, but we're also appealing to the life people. Father Altman supports me. We're appealing to the Christian community to vote based on your principles over your party. And if there's, if people want to be loyal to a party, you're going to continue with a two-party system.
Yes.
And we all see the failures of that. And so we're bringing an alternative, James. So, and that's why I'm on the ballot.
Well, one of the things that I find so strange about Governor Kelly is the fact that she's running these ads for she got rid of the food tax. And I'm like, well, you really didn't get rid of the food tax. It's not gone. It's just slowly shrinking until it is magically gone. Which, first of all, I feel sorry for the grocery people that every year have to recalibrate the way they do the tax. I'm like, my God, you've got small grocery stores around the state, and you've got, the big grocery stores and things, and I'm like, if you really wanted to do something, you could have just signed something and got rid of it instantly.
Yeah.
What are some of your plans once you win this governor's race?
Well, first of all, comment on that sales tax. I've watched sales tax raised in 2002. It was supposed to be a 3-year plan on sales tax increase under Graves. And then in Parkinson in 10, did the same thing, supposed to be 3 years. Well, you know what? Legislature won't let it phase out. And I'm kind of skeptical that they're going to stop the food sex.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get rid of this.
Incremental is being removed. They're probably going to step in and say, "Oh, we got a recession now. We need the revenue." You know how they are.
Oh yeah.
You can't bind a future legislature. But
yeah.
My plans, number one, and I've told people this. I thought it was interesting. I put out a press statement to the mainstream, all of them, back 3-4 weeks ago, stating that I was not going to allow Kansas to become California. We were not going to be the abortion capital of the Midwest.
Yeah.
And I'm basically going to protect our borders from out-of-state abortion. We're not going to allow non-residents to come in here and get abortions. I'm going to do that. The Supreme Court, as bad as their decision is here in Kansas, and as wrong as it is, I don't know how long we're going to have to fight to get that changed back. Probably, hopefully not 50 years like Roe v. Wade, but it's not right that we become the destination source or place for abortions. And so I'm going to put a limit to that and secure our borders for that. The other thing would be the election integrity. We're going to step up. Hopefully we'll get our audit back soon enough, but even without that, we'll take action. And we're going to have to get together. We want to see what states are doing, but we may have to figure out a way that we print ballots so that they have some kind of watermark that secures them and can't be just duplicated or printed off on a copy machine. And there's a lot of things that we need to do. I think the standard deduction needs to be doubled, if not even taken to the level of the federal government. We've got to help people right now with these Biden economics that are going on and the inflation that's going on. To me, the battle's going to be on tax policy. Is you always got the big corporates, the chamber, and all of those that want to come in and they want a big bite of that. Well, I'm sorry, but in the last all those tax increases that gave protections to all those businesses and everything. And I'm very pro-business, but at the same time, I want to see the people get tax relief. And,
yes.
As the guy that raised the standard deduction under Brownback, and they fought me on that, by the way, but we got it raised. Standard deduction helps everybody.
Yeah.
And so that's those are the three goals. We're going to take care of the abortion issue. We're going to take care of election integrity, and we're going to try to get standard deduction increased as quick as possible to help people with their tax relief.
We have got a tremendous guest with us today. Dennis Pyle is with us. He is common sense conservative. He is running as the third party essentially in this whole thing with the two candidates, Kelly and Derek Schmidt. And so Dennis, did you try to get into any of these debates? Because I know in the past, I've talked to a lot of the libertarian guys, and they try like crazy to get in these debates. Yeah. And especially like the one at the State Fair. WIBW is not letting you anywhere near that stage. and so I question a lot of these guys. I'm like, why waste the effort? But at the same time, you should be part of the debates.
Yeah.
Did you ever attempt this, or did you just go, this is a fool's errand, I'm not wasting my time?
Well, we knew when they were holding up our petition, they were supposed to have 10 days statutorily to get that to the counties, get them verified and get them back. And when they told us, that only applies to the primaries, we knew they were going to misapply the law. And so we didn't know how long, but it took them it took them till, what was it, the last day of August. They were held up, and then Labor Day weekend. So, we knew that their goal was more than likely to keep us out of the fair debate. And that's fine. We trust God in all of this. We really do. And so it's interesting, though. We got the results finally and got approved. We were on the ballot. We knew that. And then they were making, we're not qualified. Well, nobody bothered to ask, how much money have I raised since the last report? Nobody asked me that. Well, we were above the 50,000 for the state fair qualifications, and we were on the ballot. We were a legitimate candidate, and I believe somebody turned in a poll that showed us at over 5%. So but nobody asked. They didn't ask. They didn't invite. So I'm not going to show it. But I did go to the debate. I was a part of it, whether they want to admit it or not. I sat on the front row. And we used that opportunity to garner what I call earned media. We didn't buy it. We earned it by going to the fair. And we got video of the candidates in their debate. So we garnered a lot from that debate. And, when they were trying to make us move out of our seats, that just drew attention.
I think I might have witnessed that. I think I might have witnessed that. Because when I showed up at the beginning, because I wanted to, as my buddy Ross Long likes to say, claim my space, and we showed up at the debate. By the way, we're speaking with Dennis Pyle. He joins us live. Pyleforkansas.com is his official website. Pyleforkansas.com. We've got our next guest coming up here in just a few moments. They're going to patiently wait on the phone. We'll get to them here in just a few. And check out the website, Pyleforkansas.com. And you were sitting in I believe, the Derek Schmidt section. And I just thought this was hilarious. You guys were sitting there, and I think it was who was it? Some little bite-sized guy from their campaign comes over there and made some comment about, you guys don't have a sign. And you guys don't have a sign. And then he went up on stage and he started yelling and screaming at the the campaign manager or whatever. They don't have a sign. They don't have a sign. And he looked at him and he said, "Are they there for Derek Schmidt?" And he goes, "Well, they're sitting in the section." And he goes, "Give him a sign." And it was just like, give him a sign. And then he comes down there and he goes, "You're going to have to move." And I'm like sitting there going, just give the guy a sign. Wander away. And then I started to see, which they always say pro wrestling is fixed. This is more fixed than this. They had people that were sitting in the Laura Kelly section that were Derek Schmidt people, and the Laura Kelly people were standing down there, these little sawed-off teenagers, and they were like, "Oh my God, Derek Schmidt people are sitting in our section." And I'm like, I thought this was a rally where everybody could sit wherever they wanted to. Why is this organized? Why is this choreographed? Yeah, I think I remember that because I think your wife was with you.
Yes, my wife was with me when we...
And you said, "Don't get up, we're staying here."
We asked specifically, we asked the fair people that were there, is there any specified seating? And they said, "No, it's empty. You're an hour early. You can sit wherever you want."
Yes.
She told me, she said, "Pay no attention to the signs," because that's just the way the campaigns are. I mean, there were signs on every seat. I mean, these are bench, so the audience understands, these are just bench... it would be like bench seating, like in a park. Yeah, it's just And anyway, so we just went down and we didn't sit right in the front middle section, front row. We moved over to the side. which Schmidt had both of the sides covered, so you couldn't not. But we didn't want to sit right in the middle. We felt like, well, maybe that's for family. Maybe that's, we didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
But we thought this is fine. We'll just sit right here. We never dreamed we'd get the angst we got from their campaign. All they did was draw them. They made us a media magnet, and all of the journalists came over, and I can't remember which one it was, but he just said, "Are they trying to make you move?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, "I don't know where they want me. They want me out clear out of the stadium or what?" But they just anyway, and at the end too, all the there were a lot of cameras that came up to us at the end wanting our statement about not being able to participate, and I just told them exactly what I said. I said, they don't want me on stage because I bring out their records. I served with both of them for 6 years. Those are the things I want to talk about because those are what we all have in common. All three of us as state senators have voting records, and mine contrast very well. But they know that Derek does not want to talk about his record.
Oh, he didn't want to talk to anybody. When this was all over with, we were out back. I was out there with a Getty Images photographer, and I think the Hutch News and a few other people. And Derek was hiding, but he was in his locker room or whatever, and he was meeting with family. And I'm like, what do you have to say? I lost. The end. Let's get in the car, or let's go enjoy the rest of the fair. And he comes out. And he goes, "Hold on, guys. I got to go get something out of the car." And he goes to the car. All of his guys were in there, and they drove the hell away. And we're all standing there like, wow. And then I don't know if Governor Kelly was just in a good mood or what it was, but then she comes out and she goes, "Oh, cameras. Well, I'll talk to anybody who wants to talk to me." And so she was just all... And I'm like, okay, so you're out front talking to media. She's talking to media. He's like, feet don't fail me now. I got to get out of here. And I'm like, that just doesn't make a good impression.
Yeah.
It is so strange. And, I can understand why they didn't let you on stage. Because you would have brought up the records. You would have brought up several things. And it is just so much of just a mess. And then since you were at the debate, what was up with that crowd? I thought they were going to start throwing stuff on stage. I thought this was going to be like, wow.
James, I told my wife after the end, I said, you could just feel the hate between the two.
Yes.
And I've told people for years that most elections, people vote against the lesser of two evils. They're voting against somebody. And the parties know this. And so they hurl these negatives so that you will vote for their candidate because you do not like the other party candidate.
Yeah.
And both parties are spewing this. And that's part of what's causing so much difficulty in our country is the fact that there's not that how do I say, Americanism, that patriotism.
Yes.
We're all fellow countrymen, and we need to work together. Instead, it's about, no, we hate you and you hate us, and we got to get our people to vote for our guy, and you got to get yours. And they don't want a third-party candidate. And
no.
I'm not about building a third party, but I am about maybe starting a movement where independents run and we get choices on the ballot.
Yes.
Or alternative choices where we can actually go and vote for someone and not have this two-party system, this uniparty system dictating what we take. Because and I know that what we get is a movement to the left no matter what. And I've seen it. I've never, if taxes go up in Kansas as much as they've gone up in the last 20 years, I don't know how you stay. I love this state. And I've got 13 grandchildren. I've got 6 daughters. 5. Whoa, my backdrop just lost.
Wow.
Hold on.
Wow, are you okay?
Yeah.
we have had some. Usually it's my microphone, and usually it's my stuff that's that goes. We have got Dennis Pyle with us today. He joins us live here in our broadcast. PyleForKansas.com.
Sorry about that.
No. You're good. You're good. I'm. Usually it's my stuff that fails. It's the microphone. Something hits me in the head. The lights go off. Something.
Well, thank you.
Usually it's on my end.
We have a lot of envelopes and clutter and stuff back there.
It happens. It happens.
We just move a little shield.
It happens. It means you're a real person, a real guy. You're not. You're no. I love you for it, baby. I love you for
James, it. This campaign has been, and I've told people from the beginning, it's very non-conventional.
Yes.
Because you don't have the party apparatus. You don't have every county with party members, whether it's Democrat or Republican. They're very organized, and they can ship out their signs. They can ship out their literature, and they let the people on the ground do what they do. And we're an independent. We're learning, and people can learn from this. And I can help other independents in the future because I can show them.
And I think that is the real lesson of this whole thing, is that you're going to be able to help other independents as they move forward in whatever they want to run for, whatever office they want to run for.
Yes. We can show them the technology that we've learned from operating this way and how to be effective. I've met with so many people, and we're blessed because the technology is wonderful. Zoom, Skype, whatever.
Yeah.
You can talk to a lot of people, and you don't have to spend money on gas when you don't have it.
Yes.
You don't have to wear your vehicle out. But, we've traveled the state in a lot of ways, but I really like the Zoom and the technology part of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, before we let you go, my friend, the website is PyleForKansas.com. You're on social media, Twitter, Instagram. You're all over the damn place. Before we let you go, what are your plans for Tuesday? Where are you going to be watching the results, and what are you doing?
I'm a farmer, and if I didn't say that earlier, I like being, I've still got cattle or grain and livestock farmers, and I've always enjoyed. I know people like to party on election night. I like to be at home with my family.
Yeah.
And people often are calling me wanting to know, what do you know? And I don't usually know before anybody else does what the results are. And it's, but, people, I've had a lot of reporters ask me, and I just tell them basically, I don't have a comment on that. But I can tell you in all likelihood, I'm going to be here at home. And it's just that I don't want a ton of people showing up at my doorstep with cameras that night.
Oh, yeah.
It's, for me, at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night, it's pretty much over. You're waiting for the results. Your work is done. There's no more advertising, no more videos to cut, no more, it's a relaxing time. It's a time when you can finally stop your hair from falling out. You know what I mean? It's like,
I hear you on that, brother.
But I would tell your listeners to pray about this election, pray for us, and we're very excited. We really do believe there's a path there, and we're excited to see it. We don't believe the polls. You got the two parties, and you got the paid-for media, the for-profit media out there.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're working to keep a close race because they want those millions flowing, and they make a lot of money off this. And I just remind people of 2016. Trump didn't have a chance against Hillary, and he won that election. So the polls were wrong, and we believe they're wrong now. And so we're getting pounded pretty heavy today and yesterday, and we believe that shows that we're right in our belief.
Somebody or something somewhere is scared if they're coming after you, baby.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, Dennis,
thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, you are the man, my friend. I see these ads. I see what you're doing, and you're amazing, my friend. Thank you for doing this. Good luck with everything, and regardless, win, lose, or draw, I would love to have you back on after this whole thing's over with to kind of recap the whole experience, my friend. I think that would be fun.
Where are you at?
I am unfortunately in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Oh, well, that's all right. Yeah. That's a good place. We went down there for the state fair, I think.
Yes.
Love it.
They tried to throw you out of your seat. Kansas State Fair. Come share our space. We got a lot.
I told my wife, I said, the whole stadium's empty. We're here an hour earlier, and they're trying to tell us to move. I don't get it.
It's a story that I'll tell people the rest of my days, my friend. It's one
duty is ours. Results are God's. We went to that state fair, and we garnered more earned media. It was a blessing. I'm glad we did it. And I'm thankful we did it because we got to see those two, and not one of them brought up either one of them their voting records.
Yep.
So, yeah. I wasn't up there.
Well, I appreciate it, Dennis. I will talk to you soon. Have yourself a blessed Sunday, and I will talk to you after Tuesday.
God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. There he goes, the fantastic Dennis Pyle. He is amazing. It is pyleforkansas.com. PYLEFOR, Kansas.com. We've got more coming up on the other side. We've got a very angry band. We're going to go to them after the